Hello and welcome back to the ME7 Podcast. As you can see, the man on my right, Shad Ogie. Shad, thanks for joining us.
No
how are you, buddy?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Yeah, thank you for joining us.
No worries.
Let's start right back to the beginning of your career, where it all started, back in your home country, Ireland.
Yeah.
Played for a local club. Correct in saying I don't know about my research, but Pipe Rovers.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about a young Shad then. Go for it.
Young me, say energetic. I actually played out left wing. I was like 11, 12, 13. And then had a couple of injuries and then ended up having to play centre half for a game or so, and just really enjoyed myself in that position. It was very good times, just young, just wanted to play football, which is what I love doing.
I suppose when you're growing up at that age and you're trying to, play a certain position and you get thrust into another position, was it sort of like I suppose in retrospect now, looking at where you are now, it's sort of a blessing in disguise you ended up playing that centre back role so young?
Yeah, 100%. I thought of it at them time. I just wanted, even if I had to go and goal, I would just say yes. Just wanted to be on the pitch just play football. And so I would say it was a blessing in disguise.
How were you as a left winger? We're not missed out on something special, have we?
I was just still the same, just quick, powerful, just one-footed. Could deliver a ball back then.
To be fair saying that, remember we went to Crawley and the own goal that was caused by you could run down the left wing, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. I still claim that was my goal.
Are you claiming that?
I'm claiming that.
I suppose in a way, is that going back to those early stages of you say about left wing in all seriousness, is that why now we've moved to the back three and you're so comfortable bringing the ball out of defence, and the amount of times that certainly here we see you driving into that left-hand space, do you think, I suppose, looking back to the early times of you playing in that position, that's where that confidence comes from? Yeah,
also, and even back at my other clubs as well, I used to play left back, so that was quite handy. I'm good at driving the ball, so yeah.
Yeah, obviously coming over to England, you went straight into Hornchurch Academy, is that right? So I mean, pretty local to here, but straight into it. Obviously, that academy at non-league level. How was that for you as a young lad for your upbringing?
It was good. Obviously, my whole family moved down here. Then with Hornchurch, I was on loan to a club named Newbury Park, and then they knew a guy that wanted me over in Hornchurch. I was just why not? And then after I've done my GCSEs, I've moved in to come to the Hornchurch Academy. I wanted to still be involved in the football world, so done that. Hornchurch was a great place. Welcomed me in very well, and ended up playing FA Youth Cup there as well. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, obviously that then led you on to the move to your big move to Orient. Tell us about how that come about then, because the smile on your face is it all.
It was actually crazy. I remember playing Orient in the FA Youth Cup on a Tuesday night and ended up getting smacked 4-0. So then that Wednesday, then I was just in bed just thinking I think it really hit me then that we're out the Youth Cup. So I was just thinking and planning what am I going to do next? And then I ended up getting a call from the chief scout, Steve Foster, that Wednesday, and he was just telling me that, talking to me about the game and how he wanted me to come in on trial. So I feel that was another blessing as well. It was just crazy, because I was literally just in bed just thinking about what am I going to do now? And then 10 minutes later, I just get a phone call from a +44. And it ended up being Steve Foster. Then he told me then to come in that Thursday. So ended up playing them Tuesday night. I was just thinking about life Wednesday, and then went on trial then that Thursday.
Wow.
So yeah, it was very quick. Yeah.
How much did that fill your self-belief? Because at that time, Orient, they were on the back of, I think it was the back end of the big ownership issues they were having when people were going on the pitch and things like that. They'd been a very notorious EFL club up to that point. Obviously, I remember some of the Orient teams we played in recent years. I remember we went to, I can't remember what year it was. I think we were 4-0 down at half time and we'd all gone. It's going to show how good Orient teams were back in those days. But how much self-belief did that give you when a team with such pedigree as Leighton Orient were giving you a call and saying they wanted you there?
Very excited, privileged as well. Told my family like straight away about it. So like they just were very excited for me as well, prayed for me, and I was just very buzzing really.
Yeah, obviously you made your debut 2019 for Orient, FA Trophy. How was that the first time to put on that Orient shirt and I think, okay, yeah, I'm here now?
It was crazy. I didn't think I was gonna come on. I was just preparing for it. Once I knew I was in the squad, I was just like, I was nervous. And then the gaffer then told me like, oh, Shad, you're coming on. I was just like, I actually couldn't feel my legs at that point. I was just like, it was crazy, but yeah, it was a good feeling. Yeah.
What sort of players were in that Orient team that you've set up at that time? Was there anyone sort of there at that time who we would have heard of who being good EFL careers at the moment in time, or
around my age?
Yeah, in that FA youth squad you had at Orient.
There was a couple, yeah. Jaden Sweeney, Ruel Saturial. Yeah,
he's still there, isn't he?
Yeah, still there. Hector Caprioni, but he's at Peterborough now. And like Dan Happ as well. Yeah, just like 2 or 3 more. But yeah, they'll.
Dan Happ, is it Wickham or have I made that up?
Nah, he's been at Orient came through the academy.
Must be another Dan Happ.
Yeah, obviously loaned out to Bishop Salford. How was that for you that you had to basically go back to non-league to then I guess come back again? Was you happy to do that in terms of your game time?
Yeah, before the loan, obviously I spoke with the gaffer, the assistant manager, just telling me that how, you know, at a young age, I think I was like 17 at them times, or 16, they're just telling me about how, you know, as a young lad you need to have that men experience, you know, get out there, play as much games as possible, and I feel like it has helped me even till now, you know, having that physical strength, you know, and how I deal with like certain situations in a match. So yeah, I do feel like that loan move at Bishop Salford really did help me out at that young age.
Yeah, obviously the man, you mentioned the gaffer being, I presume, Justin Edinburgh. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Justin. Obviously he was a manager here. I noticed on your social media, I think it was, I don't know if you've changed it now, but it was a little while ago that you had him as your cover photo on your Twitter page. Sadly, obviously we lost Justin a few years back. Yeah, tell us in your words what Justin meant to you.
Oh, it was great, man. A bit scared. I was still very young. I was petrified of him. So like every time, like at the training ground, like whenever I see him, just, you know, even how I'm sitting, I was just like sit up straight. In training, like I'm giving 100%, like, and even like when I'm having a down day, it was like he would notice, and then he'd pull me for a chat, see how I'm doing, this and that, just little stuff like that. And also it's like, as the gaffer there, it wasn't just speaking about football. Like I could speak to him about other stuff as well that happened in my life, or just normal conversations, which I feel is a big thing to have as a manager. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just led the group really well, and obviously got us promoted as well. So yeah, he was a great man.
Go on.
I was supposed to say, from a fan's point of view, we always look for, you know, managers who have that connection from the sidelines to the stands. And I think in recent years, I don't think many have had that. More than Justin did. I remember what year was it, 2015, 16, when we were top of the league with, I think, Walsall for a good large part of it. We had a game at Wigan which didn't go our way, and it all sort of spiralled downward from there, unfortunately, but you know, that's football. But what we remember about Justin is he always made us believe we had that chance to get promoted to what would have been a championship then, because we were in League One, and you know, it didn't quite happen. I remember we had the Player of the Year event. I think it was a day or two before the final game of the season, we had Millwall at home. We needed to win, and we needed, I think, Wigan to do something or other, or not do it. I can't really remember. I remember he was really drunk out of his head, and he was saying, "We're going to beat Millwall 2-0. We're going to go to the playoffs, and we're going to win at Wembley." It's like, that didn't happen. But again, that's football. But what was he like as a inspiration to not just teammates, but also, you would have noticed, I suppose, the fans and Orient, how much they bought into what I wanted to do? Because that was probably one of the key things we always remember about Justin is, regardless of what we did on a Saturday or a Tuesday, we always had that belief coming out of a game that we could achieve something. It didn't happen in the end, but again, that's football. It's not where it's going to. But how was that effect on you, and you believe Orient as a club as a whole at that point? Yeah,
it was a big effect. Even if it was coming against the biggest team, like, you always give us that belief that, you know, as long as you fight, your like your ambitions as well, like, anything's really possible. And that really, it touched us all. Like, I remember he gave us a little speech about it. It was just having that belief as well. It was just the way he presents himself is just crazy. Like, you can feel it just around the room. Like any room that he's in, like, you know that his presence is there. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Do you think in a way that, I know obviously you're at Gills now, and he's left. I would say he's left his legacy here as well. Do you feel like you're still playing for him slightly in a way? Do you feel that he's still, you still sort of look up to him up there, and you're still representing him in a way as your gaffer, I suppose? Yeah, 100%. Even like last moments in games, like, I'm feeling fatigue and this and that. Like, I still remember, like, him having that chat with me about, like, we had a chat in pre-season about how it was my first pre-season, how, like, I was obviously not in full gear like with everyone else. He just told me, just keep pushing, keep trying your best, and, like, no one can complain. So I still take that on board till now, about, like, even, like, last minutes in games and how I'm feeling tired, and, like, how do I say it? And I just remember, like, just that type of conversation. And if I give a bad ball away, I'm just thinking, yeah, like, you know, everything's fine. Just reaction and stuff like that. So, like, yeah, he does still play a key part in my football career.
Where would he rank in terms of the best you've played under? Because we've spoke to numerous Gills players on that side I was talking about earlier, who obviously no longer here. They've gone on, some of them retired, some of them just playing somewhere else or whatever. But they've always said that he was one of, if not the best they've worked under in terms of man management skills, in terms of being that inspiration. There was a really nice moment we had in the game where we drew Tottenham in the EFL Cup or Carabao, whatever it was called. Obviously, he used to play for Tottenham, was quite legendary there. We got thumped 5-0, but that's besides the point. And it was nice to see him get that sort of emotion from all four sides of the ground to the effect he had at Tottenham. It seems like a characteristic he followed, that wherever he went, he was really highly appreciated, and that was shared by the players we had at the time. But for you, where does he rank in terms of course, no disrespect to every other manager you've worked under, but is he right at the top for you?
Yeah, I'll say he's right at the top for me. I feel like the connection that he's built with me, like my family, and with the club that I was with him, like, I don't think can't top anywhere else. Like I said, like, the type of conversations me and him have had, like, I felt so comfortable around him. If I'm having like a bad day or a bad couple of days, like, he would just pull me and just speak about stuff like that, which obviously I haven't had here, or like just in anywhere in general. So I'll say, like, the relationship that I had with him is just crazy. So I'll say, yeah, he's up there.
Obviously, let's join your two loan spells together then before we get onto obviously Gills. Dover Aldershot. Dover, correct me if I'm wrong, under Hess? Yeah. So yeah, just speak a little bit about Dover and Aldershot.
Dover and Aldershot, yeah, them loans as well, they really did help me in my career. Coming against a couple of good players. I've met a couple of good players as well. My Dover loan did get cut short because it was the COVID times. Yeah. But
it's got a worldie though, didn't it?
Against Aldershot, actually, yeah. My time at Dover was short but sweet. I can't remember how many games I've played under there, but I played a good amount of games in that short period of time, and I took a lot from that loan and from under Hess as well. I think Hess was a great manager, and And with Aldershot, I enjoyed that loan as well. It was a bit far from home, so it was a bit out of my comfort zone. But I've been told that being out of your comfort zone is sometimes good for you, which I embraced and was thankful for the loans as well.
So like, just before we get to Gills, obviously you were part of that Leyton Orient team who won the title last year. I believe you actually ended up coming on in the game here, didn't you? Because so Omar Beckles who got sent off within about 10 minutes or something, and we needed to win to guarantee survival. You needed to, I think, draw to confirm it. But even if you lost and Bradford lost, which they did to Swindon, ironically Johnny Williams scored the winning goal for Swindon that night. All sort of all comes together, doesn't it, in a weird way. We got what we wanted, obviously, with the survival. You got what you wanted even without having to win. But I was wondering from players' point of view, because obviously we all know the issue with the floodlights. We've seen it again this season as well. Someone needs to do something about that, really. What was it like for you as players? Because I know you went back into the tunnel. Were people like checking their phone to see the Swindon score? Was it which you wouldn't say, and everyone just sort of remained calm until we get back out there, or whatever?
Richie was just saying like everyone just still stay focused. We're still have like in the game, but then once we all got out, I think we was playing for a bit, and then like we heard like the fans just like cheering and that.
I don't think we'd even started. I think everyone got into position. The ref was about to blow its whistle. He said the roar from the scandal.
Yeah, and obviously the people in the staff and I was checking their phones, and that's when we found out that we was going out. So it was crazy because it was like my first promotion. So it was just an unreal feeling really, and then obviously after celebrating here as well, it was just a great experience. That
must have been quite weird thinking like you don't have to do anything else in the game, but you still got like I think the 10 minutes. I don't know if you've ever seen it, that clip from The Simpsons where it's like Mexico playing whoever and they're just passing the ball back to each other. But it was like that for the last like 10 minutes.
That was a bit weird to me as well. I didn't really know like how to feel at that moment in time because
both teams had got what they wanted.
Yeah, so it was like, is there any point in playing? Like, so it was just a weird one really.
Because I'm pretty sure Neil Harris had a conversation with Richie and said, we might as well just basically have a training game for the next 10 minutes. Yeah. Which is quite weird. Obviously, you'd signed a contract extension at Orient. I'm pretty sure that January, hadn't you? And then, and I'm pretty sure it was to the end of this season, was it? But then, obviously, pretty much 7 months into the deal, we're coming for you. Why? I suppose the question: why Gills?
After signing at Orient, I look at it like, because I'm still kind of young, I want to play games. Yeah. I look at Gillingham as a good opportunity for me to play a lot of games. I've seen like Ethan Coleman came in from Orient as well, was doing well, has been playing, and I felt like just Gills was the right move for me if I really wanted to actually play. And so far, like it's been going well, under the gaffer here, top guy. He knows like his stuff. He knows his football, and I'm just grateful to be here.
I remember, I think we were playing Charlton in a pre-season game. I think you having your photos in one of these boxes a bit further down that way, and no one was watching the game. Everyone was sort of like, what's happening over there? And you couldn't really tell because I think your back was facing the stand, so all we could see is like this really tall bloke. We couldn't like.
Yeah, I think I seen it on Twitter. They said that if it was they said a different name actually.
Yeah, it was the guy from Cardiff. What was his name? The winger, Ojo.
Yeah. So I seen that. I was in bed at the time. I was just laughing. I was like, but yeah, it was a good moment.
But then obviously we put it out that we were heavily linked with you like on our channel, and then we had like all the Orient fans just basically messaging like, how have you got him? What a steal! Like one of the best defenders at the club. Like Orient fans couldn't have had nicer words to say about you, like all over social media.
No, I appreciate that. The Orient fans, they've been great for the time that I've spent there. Like, can't say a bad word about them. Yeah.
Because I remember I went up to Stockport on opening day, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know too much about you when you signed, which is quite a common thing for a lot of our players in recent years before the takeover. But I remember I think Conor Marston picked up an injury the week before or during the week of the Stockport game, and we all expected, because we saw Conor and Max play together the vast majority of last season before it's going to be them just started. Then we saw your name on the team sheet, and I was like, okay. And Ethan started as well that game, and he hadn't played too much the season before. And I remember just coming out of that game, obviously buzzing because we played quite well in that game. I know people might see it as a smash and grab or whatever, but I think we actually probably deserved to win the game on the basis. And how we defended, going to probably the toughest place in the division, especially when you look at Stockport are now. And I was walking out of that game with my friend Reece, who went to the game with me, I was like, this centre half's a pick up. Like, probably you were colossal that game. I think we spent I did about an hour podcast. I got in must have been 11:30. I think a good 45 minutes just talking about you. Not to like inflate your ego, but like that was like, you know, when as fans, when you come off a long journey and you've got 3 points, the buzz is like massive, as I'm sure it's for players as well, and we were just like mesmerised by you. Like, I could have worded that better, but you get the general gist.
I appreciate it.
And like, how was it the first 3 or 4 games? I know we had that. I think we made history, the first team to win the first 5 games 1-0 or something like that, with a 3-1 win over Southampton in the second game in all competitions. But that was under Neil, of course. It was a really great start for not just the team, but obviously for you as a defender coming in, playing consistently and keeping, I think, 4 or 5 clean sheets in a row. That must have been incredible for your confidence as well.
Yeah, it was a great feeling, you know, coming to a new club, new environment, and picking up wins, picking up clean sheets. Like, what more can you ask for, really? Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was great for me, and obviously with the back 4 at the time.
How was it with obviously, because Neil's obviously no longer here, but how was it with him? Because obviously he brought you in. He was very much, I think he said it himself a few times, we were very much a clean sheet mentality side when he was here, and that was what we were doing in the first month and a half or so. We were getting the first goal, holding on to it and winning. How was he as a manager, man-to-man manager, tactically, etc.?
I think it was great. When I came in, he told me, just listen, Shad, just do your own thing. Like, play your own game. If you make mistakes, you know, like, just continue going at it. Like, so that, I felt like that really did give me confidence to really just be me and to play my own game. And then tactically as well, like, he knows what he's doing. You know, we were missing Hawks as well in the first start of the season, which was, he is a big threat for any opponent. So yeah, we just played alongside it and just worked with what we had, and it was going well.
Yeah, obviously complete change of style of play now. We've gone to a different formation. Obviously, all 3 of you centre halves are playing. We've certainly seen since Steve's been here that you and Connor will just drive into midfield and be confident with that. How are you finding that different style of play in terms of the whole team and us keeping, because we keep the ball a lot more now, don't we? Yeah. How are you finding that, playing in that back 3 and the style of play that we're playing? Playing
as a back 3, I think Connor will agree with me. I feel like us driving in is like a big threat, a big weapon that me and him both have. I think we do it quite comfortably. He's like just in our DNAs really, and then Max is like the one that just sits off, because we look at him as like more like a leader, just the protector. You can say that. And yeah, like the style of play as well, like, I'm really enjoying. I enjoy just passing the ball and moving, just creating like loads of chances, which I feel like we have been doing.
But we've been super unlucky, haven't we? In terms of the amount of chances that we've created, we just can't. Saturday was the prime example, wasn't it? Is that we outplayed a good side in MK Dons for long periods. Yeah. We just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net.
I felt like we did do our homework on them, we did play well. It just didn't really just drop for us, like the luck wasn't there.
Yeah, it must be frustrating. I guess for you guys that obviously Macaulay hit the bar in the second half. Hawks had a couple of good chances, like you said. Obviously, good to see Josh get off the mark, but you see those chances, and I guess as players you must think, Jesus Christ, when is this going to fall for us?
Exactly, but as players, I feel like just do your own game, and then the chances will come. It's just when you take them, just gotta keep practicing, really, just keep making chances.
That moment from Romeo when he put it across the box, I must think that 9 times out of 10 that hits either one of their players and goes in, and it just sort of summed up where we were.
The one in the second half.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just one of them ones.
You must be quite frustrated yourself, because I think in this season you've hit the bar, you've hit the post, you've had one's just gone wide, you've had one's good save. It's going to happen at some point. But
hopefully, as long as I take my chances. I'll get one. Hopefully,
He's taking the Cordy one though. He said earlier.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm taking that one, but I don't think the boys will agree with me though.
You mentioned about. You mentioned earlier about obviously Steve Clements coming in 3 months into the job now. Yeah, we sit obviously just outside the playoff places. Yeah, you say about him being a really good manager, certainly on the training ground. Yeah, how have you found learning under him? Because obviously he's been at the top level. He's worked with the top players. Yeah, how have you felt working under Steve?
Yeah, he, like I said, like he knows his stuff. You know, he knows like the threats that we can cause on a good day. He knows like the weapons that each player have, like from switching from a 4 to a 3. He knows that me and Con can, you know, drive in, pick out pockets and stuff like that. So like he really has done his work on us, and when it comes to a Saturday, he does his homework on them, and then we just try to find out their weaknesses and just exploit that really. So yeah, it's really handy.
I suppose obviously you know from obviously last year, but probably even more so this year, this is a very tough division this year. You look at the financial power, so some would include us in that I suppose, but you look at the Wrexhams, Notts County, Stockports, Mansfield, etc. This is probably the toughest division to get out of, I'd say, in a good few years. And obviously it would be, if we could do it, it'd be back-to-back promotions for you. I suppose the question is where we are currently, how far away do you think we are from being a really massive threat to not only getting in those playoff positions, but staying in there, and then what happens from there?
I don't think we're far off it. As you can see on Saturday, like we've played really good football. It's just that the luck didn't just land to us. So I feel like on a good day we can have anyone in this division. It's just that the luck hasn't really been by our side. So as long as we're creating chances, like that's really all I care about. You know, it'll be worrying if, you know, we haven't been creating chances. So the fact that we have, and we just ain't taking it, it's just that you just keep going at it.
Even the Sheffield United game here a few weeks ago, we had chances to get. It was never a 4-0 game, you know. Like towards the end of the game, I suppose fatigue comes into it, and then when you know, the fourth goal from James McAtee there, that's just Premier League finish, you can argue, isn't it? But even in that game, on another day, we probably get back into it, probably have chances to go on and at least get a replay. It's just small margins at times, isn't it, this year?
Exactly. Even the one that Hooks was, they said that was offside, but then looking back on it,
Max's header in the second half, that was I think tipped onto the post maybe.
Exactly, as I said, just luck hasn't been with us really recently.
There we go. Yeah, we'll end it there. Shad, thanks so much for joining us. All the best for obviously the rest of the season. We'll be in that rain and cheering you on. Hopefully we break into the playoffs, and hopefully we get we might be at the end of the season talking about promotion. You never know, yeah. Hopefully. No, I appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, you've been watching the ME7 Podcast with Shad Ogie. Yeah, thanks for watching. Keep retweeting, posting, liking, and watching the channel. Thanks for your support. Cheers, guys.